Hey, my name is DanitaAble, and I'm a consultant with Rodan+Fields. Next month is actually my 2-year anniversary with Rodan+Fields, and if you don't know anything about us, we are a skincare company that was created by the same doctors who created Proactive, uh, the skincare line for acne treatment. As I said, I've been with Rodan+Fields 2 years next month. So, thought I would share a little bit about my journey and how I came on board with this incredible company. Um, I had been married for 24 years, and it was not a good marriage. It was actually emotionally and physically abusive, and you can imagine that your self-esteem kind of dies when you're in a long-term relationship like that. So around 2010, I just ended that marriage, and my self-esteem was rock bottom, to put it mildly. And a childhood friend I had recently reconnected with on Facebook contacted me, and she said, Danita, I can tell you're struggling a little bit, and I've just come on board with this great company called Rodan+Fields. Have you heard of them? And I said, no, haven't. And she said, well, it's really incredible the things that are happening. It's a new company, and I think it could be an avenue for you to get back on your feet, because you don't seem like the girl I used to know. So I thanked her, and I told her I wasn't interested. In truth, I was very interested because I knew this girl, had known her since I was 12 or 13, and I knew that she would not align herself with a company that was not a top tier company. Um, I just knew that about her. But, back to that self-esteem, I didn't want to see her face to face. I had not seen her in many years, and I knew I wasn't the person I used to be. I felt unworthy, and I felt old and ugly, and all the things that you don't like to think about yourself, but I did. So I made excuses, and I just told her no, I wasn't interested. But I began watching her, and she would send me samples every now and then. I tried the products, absolutely loved them, but I couldn't afford them. And she knew that, so every now and then she would send a few more, and I would try them and think, oh man, I would love to do this. And I secretly really, really wanted to get on board with her and Rodan+Fields. Um, but I knew, I'd seen photos of her on Facebook going into meetings with these women and men. And the thought of walking into a room of glamorous, what I thought was glamorous ladies who had their lives together while I was, struggling to keep my lights on or buy a gallon of milk. Um, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to um, expose myself um, to anyone. I just did not feel good about myself. So I continued to say no, and I continued to struggle financially. Had it not been for family and friends helping me along, I would not have survived. As I said, I had trouble keeping my lights on. I couldn't buy Christmas gifts for my family. I was limited, very, very limited to what I could do. Uh, and again, I was so thankful for family and friends who surrounded me and helped me along. Um, But still, at my age, to have to rely on other people was very, very difficult to do. So, continued my little path of, living hand to mouth, basically, and relying on family and friends. I lived in a friend's basement. I slept on my ex-sister-in-law's sofa. I stayed with my son at his apartment. Whatever I could do to just survive. I was a vagabond, I say, and I truly was for a while. But one day, the vagabond was going up the road, and I didn't know if I had enough gas in my car to get home. I was in Atlanta in traffic. And I just said, okay, Lord, I can't do this anymore. I am so tired of being hungry and broke. I need an answer. And immediately I knew, I just felt, okay, I've already given you that answer, and it's Rodan+Fields. But you keep walking away from it. So I picked up the phone then and there, and I called my girlfriend. And I said, hey, it's October. I've got to save some money the next couple of months, but come January 2014, I'm going to become a consultant with Rodan+Fields. So I don't think she believed me because I had, put her off for a while. But anyway, she said, that's awesome, and, let's talk in January. So we did, and I called her, and I was ready, and I was so excited, for 2 months, the thought of, I'm finally going to do this. I still was worried about walking into a room full of beautiful people. So I was going to try not to do that, I was just going to be one of those people who stayed home and talked on the phone and did things like that. But, that changed. So, anyway, that was January 2014. Now, I tell people that anyone can do Rodan+Fields, and I promise you, anyone in any situation can work with Rodan+Fields. Because when I came on board, I could not afford internet. So I would pack up my really old laptop in my car and drive to either a Starbucks or a McDonald's, and I would park as close as possible to their buildings so that I could latch on to their free Wi-Fi. And I sat in my car, and I would send out emails and post on Facebook and contact friends. And then the next day I would go do the same and check to see if anybody had responded to me and so forth. But that's just how I came on board. That's the journey that got me there. And the 23 months since then has been incredible. I wish I had come on board in 2010, but I didn't. But everything is all about timing. And I guess maybe it just was not my time in 2010, and maybe 2 years ago it was. But this is a company that any time is the right time. It is never too late because we are not saturated anywhere. We last year went into Canada. We're getting ready to go into Australia. The world is ours to take over. And it's going to be a really good thing for all of us. It is just an amazing company. I can't say enough about it. I no longer have to worry about putting gas in my car. I no longer worry about my electricity being shut off. I can go to the grocery store and actually buy food. I can eat out in restaurants again. It's I can buy gifts for my family. It's made all the difference in the world for me. And it can for you too. There's just so much this company offers us. I just want to cruise. They gave me cash that I can spend on the cruise. And that's just a small thing. That's just a very small part of it. The personal growth and development that has happened in my life has been incredible. I don't even recognize myself anymore. I feel more like the girl I was 40 years ago, maybe. Um, I am not embarrassed to walk into a room full of beautiful women anymore. Um, I'm actually honored to be in that group of women and that they accept me and nurture me and, surround me and lift me up and teach me the things that they know. And then I get to teach them to the people that come on my team. Um, so that's just a little bit about Rodan+Fields and how it came to be for me. And, if you have thought anything at all about starting a business for yourself, you won't find a better business than Rodan+Fields. You won't find one with a smaller startup cost. Anyone can afford this. I mean, there is a way for anyone to afford Rodan+Fields as far as a business goes. It changed my life, and it can change your life, or it can change the life of your daughter or your son or your sister, your grandmother. Anyone can do this, whether they are, a triathlete or confined to a wheelchair. Anyone can do this job. It's not a job. It's actually a lot of fun, but it is a career. It's an e-commerce career. And, I didn't even know what that meant a few months ago. But look it up. It's what we are. We're an e-commerce business, and we're growing rapidly. And we're making a lot of millionaires in the company. I'm going to be one. I believe I'm going to be one. I'm a long way from it, but that's my goal. So I would love for you to come on board with me. You can find me on Facebook. But if you're not, if you don't want to come on board with me, and if someone else shares Rodan+Fields with you or shares this video with you, then talk to them in detail and get on board with them. You will not regret it. This is something you can work into the nooks and crannies of your life. 5 minutes here, 20 minutes there. It's a really, really good thing. It's a great opportunity, and it has changed my life. So I thank you for listening, and hope to come across you soon. Thank you.